should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour. You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
What up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. And my goal on this show is to change the way you think about things. My goal on the show is to give you an opinion and for you to have a different opinion. And after I rant, for you to then have my opinion. Or if you feel the same way I do, to listen in and expand your mind. It's not hard to get into contact with the show. All you have to do is tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio, and I will be sure to get it in real time. Also, you can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio, and you can chat me via the Hoppy Radio app, which is found in the Google Play or iPhone shop via Hoppy Radio, and you can chat me live and listen to all 120 interviews I have done since July. All right. I don't even want to plug anything going on this week, but shout out to Charlemagne the God for coming on Happy Hour. Shout out to Charlemagne the God for coming on Happy Hour. I appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm so fired up right now. I'm so sick of the sports media. I am so disgusted right now that I can't even focus. So enough of this rant. Enough of this music. We claim that we don't like wife beaters. We claim that they are the bullies, that they are the villains, that they are evil, that they are despicable, that we don't like them. But then we allow the sports media to have that dirtbag, that cretin, that imbecile, I'll say it, that piece of shit known as Greg Hardy on TV. It's not like there's medium proof for maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. We've all seen the pictures. He beat the living crap out of her. And shame on ESPN, shame on Adam Schefter for giving this guy an outlet. We claim, we want to get rid of it, but then we give this dirtbag a second chance, and in this interview he said nothing, and he came off like an egotistical, evil piece of dirt who's so self-centered and so out of touch and so evil that he has the ego where it's like he can do what he wants. So shame on the sports media world for giving this guy an outlet to speak. And what I don't like about sports media is they run out of things to talk about because the NBA playoffs haven't begun. There's not much going on in the NFL. ESPN never gives the NHL the time of day. Baseball's just beginning. So they go, what can we talk about? How are we going to fill up a 24-hour cycle? College basketball just ended. Hey, let's get Adam Schefter to interview Greg Hardy because that's going to be riveting. Even if it sucks, it's going to give us attention. It'll give us ratings. And hey, that's what we want to do because you're nothing more than a sports tabloid. You're nothing more than the sports version of TMZ. 5 to 6 years ago, you were interesting. You were actually covering news. But now you're nothing more than the National Esquire of sports journalism. It's a joke. It's sickening. It's an abomination. Before I play this audio of Greg Hardy talking to Adam Schefter, I'm going to read this article. Greg Hardy says in ESPN interview that he never hit a woman. Oh, no. That was somebody else that left those bruises. That was somebody else who threw the girlfriend onto the couch and said, I'm going to kill you, bitch. That wasn't him. That was a different Greg Hardy. That wasn't him. Let's give him a chance here. He assaulted her by grabbing her, throwing her into furniture, strangling her, and threatening to kill her, and repeatedly saying, I'm going to kill you, bitch. You better watch out, bitch. I'm going to kill you. But yeah, that guy, with the proof of all those pictures of her after she got beat up. No, it was somebody else. And when you even listen to him talk to Adam Schefter, he doesn't even know what he's saying. He sounds like such a hypocritical piece of shit that's been caught and is just babbling. Good riddance. I hope no NFL team signs him. What a dirtbag. So sick of him. All right. So here's some more from the article. Defensive end Greg Hardy, who remains unsigned in free agency. Gee, I wonder why. You had an average year on the Cowboys when that team was horrible. You had a chance to have the spotlight on you, and you were average. No wonder nobody wants your bum ass, you loser. And I would say it to your face. What are you going to do? Beat me up? Wow, that wouldn't be the first time, you dirtbag. Hardy was discussing the 2014 incident involving former girlfriend Nicole Holder in Charlotte, North Carolina, when he was a member of the Panthers, but denies he ever hit her. I'd never put my hands on any woman, besides the time you threw her into the couch, but whatever. In my whole entire life, no sir, he said, adding that he was raised to never hit a woman. And obviously, what you were raised and what your parents told you to believe in obviously didn't work, because you obviously beat her up. If they pushed religion on you or said never touch a girl, obviously it went through one ear and out the other. You dirtbag, Greg Hardy, you obviously did it. And I love the people who are trying to defend him. They're like, well, what if it was rough sex? Trust me, I've never partaked in BDSM. I don't think I ever want to get beat up during sex. I kind of like average sex where you just lay there, you do missionary. I like sex that's easy. So I'm not going to sit here and say I've ever done the kinky dungeon sex. But I kind of think that even the kinkiest and most violent sex doesn't leave the marks that Greg Hardy put on that innocent woman. You piece of excrement. Kiss my ass. After his comments were aired on ESPN, Hardy was called out by former teammate on Twitter. The receiver with the Baltimore Ravens tweeted an excerpt of Hardy's interview and said he is an advocate against domestic violence. In 2014, he talked about the abusive relationship his mom had when he was a child. All right. Okay. It's just sad that he just comes off like, I'm better than everybody. You know what I mean? And good for Steve Smith for speaking up, coming to the plate, and swinging a home run by calling this bitch-ass loser out. No athletes have said anything. And we let that circus of the Dallas Cowboys just kind of play out. And the only reason we didn't say anything is because they were so bad, it was a spectacle. The Dallas Cowboys are nothing more than the Kardashians of football. And that's why he was accepted, because nobody else wanted your bum ass. And I hope nobody wants you anyway. I hope nobody signs you to a practice squad, because you're nothing more than a woman-abusing evil cretin. You may not be evil like Bin Laden, but you are evil because you had the audacity, the guts, and the power to beat up a woman. Because maybe you couldn't hold your anger back, you pussy. Nothing more than a pussy. Someone that puts their hands on a woman. You scumbag. Hardy was accused by Holder of throwing her against the bathroom wall. Whatever. We've all done that. When our girls get us mad, we just throw them against the bathroom wall. Because that's what everyone does. When the girl annoys them, let's just throw them against the bathroom wall. Exactly. Throwing her on a bed covered with assault rifles, choking her and threatening her life by saying, I'm going to kill you, bitch. Whatever. I actually didn't know the part about him throwing her on the bed. Even better, throwing her on a couch, then on the bed, then against the bathroom wall, and then throwing her against assault rifles, choking her and saying, I'm going to kill you, bitch. He didn't do it, though. He was just annoyed in the moment. She was beating herself up. and throwing herself into the wall and into the couch and into the bed and into the assault rifles because she wanted to blame you, Greg Hardy. Is that what you're saying? You're so innocent that maybe the relationship wasn't going well. So she's like, how can I blame him? I mean, there's no plausible way that this pussy didn't do it. There's no plausible way that he's innocent. And shame on Adam Schefter and shame on ESPN for giving him the outlet to come on TV. Why didn't you give Ray Rice the outlet then? Because there's clear-cut proof on that security camera footage. At least Ray Rice went to the podium with his wife, even though there's clear-cut footage. At least he said something about it. Why didn't you give Adrian Peterson attention when he was accused of beating his kid? What's wrong with you? Sports journalism is dead. Sports journalism is at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Sports journalism is in the garbage can. It is so pathetic now. Enough. Pictures are pictures, and they can be made to look like whatever they want to. Exactly. That picture is made to show that you are a woman-abusing scumbag who beat her up, who threw her into a bed, who threw her into the bathroom wall, who punched her over and over, who threw her onto assault rifles and said, I'm going to kill you, bitch. But no. Something else happened. Explain what happened, Greg Hardy. If you didn't beat her up, how did she get the bruises? If you didn't beat her up, how did this happen? Please explain, Greg Hardy. Oh, wait. You didn't say diddly squat to Adam Schefter because you don't know what to say because you're a lying scumbag. My cat's excrement has more class, more likability, and is going farther in life overall than you are, buddy boy. And I would say this to your face. What are you going to do? Kick me in the balls? Give me a bunch of bruises? Because you're nothing more than a violent thug. I worked very hard to get myself from the media. I have relocated twice, changed my phone numbers more times than I can remember. I've even considered changing my name. Oh, the poor guy. Oh, the adversity he's had to fight. Oh, the pain he's had to go through, even though he beat up a girl and she had more pain. But everything he's gone through, oh, the poor baby has to change his phone number. Oh, how will you survive? Oh, yeah, you have money, you scumbag. He also goes on to say, in 4 weeks, I will be graduating from college with a bachelor's degree in operation management. Okay, cool. What are we supposed to do? Clap and say, even though you beat the crap out of that girl, you're getting your bachelor's degree at age 28, finally, in operations management. That makes it all okay. So any woman abuser ever, if you want to get away with it, guys, all you have to do is get your degree in operations management, change your phone number, and you're fine. No. Don't get it in business science or communications. Remember this. You have to get your bachelor's degree by age 28, or then it doesn't matter. And make sure it's operations management, and then you're good. Got it? Good. My focus is on finding a job, which has had its own unique challenges because of the news coverage related to my name. I am trying to move forward with my life and asking the media to respect my privacy and wishes. Oh, kiss my ass! It's not like you're some random dude on HLN that Nancy Grace is covering where you're a no-name dude that beat up your girlfriend. You are now a household name because you beat up a girl. You were on in a media market of the Carolina Panthers, and then you were on in the fifth biggest city on the biggest sports team in America, arguably, in the Dallas Cowboys. You put yourself in the spotlight by beating up a girl. So poor you has all the attention. Oh, how are you going to survive? Shut up. You don't deserve any privacy. I would maybe get if you were some Joe Schmo that is just accused of beating her up and it got caught on CNN or HLN. Maybe. Even then, we should shame wife abusers. But for a household name to go, please leave me alone. Shut up. Hardy was convicted of the charges in 2014 in a bench trial by the judge. He appealed, seeking a jury trial, but it was thrown out in 2015 when Holder quit cooperating with authorities. Oh my God, must have been threatening Holder. Why would you drop out of it? Take it to the end. This pussy beat you up. Why are you dropping out? You could have set a precedent. I get it's scary in court. I get you must have been under a lot of pressure, but I feel bad that she didn't go through with it because this scumbag got off easily. Hardy called the conviction in the bench trial a flimsy situation and a product of miscommunication. No, it's a product of the fact that you got lucky that she didn't want to say anything, and you got lucky that you're getting away with it. And if you were any average Joe that couldn't pay this off or didn't have the name, you would probably be behind bars. So there's no miscommunication. And it's not a flimsy situation. It's the case of you're a famous athlete who once again can get away with whatever you want, and you beat the crap out of a woman. And you're lucky that your name is Greg Hardy, and you're not some dude from Chattanooga, Tennessee that beat up his wife in a trailer park. Shut up. Hardy acknowledged that the backlash over the incident with Holder has contributed to his remaining unsigned this season. Well, no duh. No one's going to sign you after you had an average year on a team that was awful, and you should have come to the plate. You should have come and tackled everybody, but you were so average. No wonder no one's going to want your thug ass on a team. Oh, poor guy. How is he going to survive? Even though your net worth is $5 million. Oh, you're probably going to spend it all on whatever you want to spend it on, dummy. He had 40 career sacks, 6 coming last season, and they were like last place in sacks. You could have easily tackled them, but no. You had an average year. All right, here is the audio of him talking to Adam Schefter. And once again, I'm not going to sit here and rip into sports journalists because they make it farther than me so far in the media world. But what was the reasoning of getting Greg Hardy on? What did you gain out of it? Because this clip shows that he has nothing to say. And he is a speechless coward.
As you can tell, like I said, I've never put my hand on any woman in my whole entire life. No, sir. That's just not how we raised. As you can tell, like I said, again, it's the Bible Belt.
How did she get the bruises then, Greg? Explain. If you never put your hands on her and you grew up in the Bible Belt and you're such a great guy, how did she get the bruises? Was it your friend? Did she throw herself into the couch, into the wall, into the bed, into the assault rifles? Did she beat herself up to try and screw you over? How did she get the bruises? Was it some rough sex? Explain, Greg Hardy. Let me give you a chance. I've heard the audio. But for people that haven't, let's see if maybe he gets to the point in this clip. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY.
Something that's, I won't even say frowned upon. It's non-existent in most Southern homes.
You say you did nothing wrong, you're innocent, and yet the pictures of her that surfaced would seem to suggest a woman who had had some type of physical contact. How do you explain that?
I will stop you there and say that I didn't do anything wrong, you know?
I didn't say I did anything wrong. I just didn't touch her even though I did. I'm on TV and I don't know what to say. So I'm just going to say that I'm not completely innocent because I just don't know what to say. I mean, he comes off so guilty. He has no comeback. He just comes off like he exactly did it. He's babbling. I'm not going to say that I'm completely innocent, but I've never touched a woman. Like, then how did the bruises come, Greg Hardy? Why aren't you explaining in the clip? You had this big chance to be on the national spotlight. You had the big chance on the biggest sports network and one of the biggest networks on TV. You had the biggest chance with the spotlight on you to defend yourself and maybe sway people over. But you came off like a completely guilty piece of shit. Because that's what you are.
That situation occurred and that situation was handled. But saying that I did nothing wrong is a stretch. But saying that I am innocent is correct. Yes, sir.
You just said, I'm not completely innocent. But then you say, I am innocent. What is it, Greg Hardy? Let me make sure you just said that. You just said, I'm not completely innocent. But then you say, oh yeah, I'm innocent. Why would ESPN even air this interview? This is an embarrassment to sports journalism. This is taking sports journalism back 40 years. This is embarrassing for anybody who's a kid or a young adult and wants to go into sports journalism. Just because you got the big interview, Adam Schefter, just because you got the big interview, ESPN, doesn't mean that you have to air it. Watching my cat take a dump in the litter box would be more compelling than this interview by Greg Hardy, who doesn't know what to say. Let me play this clip again. He contradicted himself in 18 seconds. This is comical. This is something out of an SNL skit. What an embarrassment. Idiocracy is upon us.
Physical contact. How do you explain that?
I will stop you there and say that I didn't do anything wrong. That situation occurred, man.
I didn't say I didn't do anything wrong. But then right here he says I'm innocent. Listen.
But saying that I am innocent is correct, yes, sir.
So I said I didn't do anything wrong. But then 10 seconds later he says, but I'm innocent. So what is it, Greg Hardy? If you did nothing wrong, then you would be innocent. But because you did something, that means you're not innocent. So shut up. And once again, why are they even airing this interview? What did they get out of it? Oh, attention to the network? Are they not doing well in the ratings? What did they possibly get out of it? You know what they got out of it? Michelle Beadle from ESPN, wondering why they gave him a platform. And this is from ProFootballTalk.com. On Monday, ESPN sent NFL insider Adam Schefter to Mississippi for an exclusive interview of free agent Greg Hardy that a grand total of 0 other media outlets were angling to get. It didn't go well for Greg Hardy, the piece of shit scumbag. I added that part in. At least one other ESPN personality says it didn't go well for ESPN. Here is what Michelle Beadle said. And once again, I love how she's outspoken and she doesn't take crap. I really look up to her. And she's good looking too. But I actually literally love how she does not care and she speaks the truth. Because most of these analysts are so cookie cutter and so repetitive, it's sickening. Here's her quote. I feel dirty in that this guy has no job right now. And for some reason, we've decided as a network that we're going to give him the outlet for his redemption tour as he basically goes out and tries to find some employment. She said on Sports Nation, good for her. It wasn't like she went on Dan Patrick or Jim Rome or CBS Sports Radio and said this. She said it on Sports Nation. Thank God someone spoke up and didn't just sweep this under the rug. I don't get why we're doing that. If he wants to figure out a way to get his message out, which, by the way, he has said he didn't do anything wrong. So how a man is supposed to convince anybody he's changed and yet not going to admit he's doing anything wrong? I have no idea. But why are we giving him the forum to go out there and tell anybody? That is why I'm confused. I don't know. It's sickening. It's sad. This is taking news back 20 years. This is taking sports journalism to an all-time low. Sports journalism might be dead. It seems in 2016 that the news networks, not just for sports, they're really big on getting the interviews, but they're not big on getting important or riveting things out of it. It's about who can get the big insight first. And shame on ESPN for even trying to interview him. What did you get out of it, Adam Schefter? Did you drive home and go, wow, got some riveting material? What did you get out of it, ESPN? You were able to fill 5 more minutes of time because you guys can't come up with original material because you're out of plot lines when it comes to sports journalism, so you had to go to this level. Is that what you got out of it? Some time to have something to talk about on all your fake debate shows where one person thinks this way and one person thinks this way and they argue? Was that what this was for, to give you guys something to talk about? Because frankly, this is pathetic. And frankly, Greg Hardy, you should have been a man, because you're nothing more than a weasel. You should have said, I did it. I'm sorry. Donated some money to a women's organization group and said sorry to Nicole Holden. But guess why you didn't do that? Because you're an evil, out of touch piece of shit.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.